Hello, and welcome to January's offering of scenes. We've got two lots of two scenes for you this time, and for slightly unusually for the scenes, I went for completely cross-casting, so that all the speaking parts are paid by the opposite genders, just for funsies, really. Not really making any massive point about things, just experimenting. It's always fun to do when we do scenes. So we're going to start out with two scenes from Julius Caesar. They're both scenes between Brutus and Cassius, and they feature the very fabulous Georgia Andrews and Bridget Randolph as Cassius and Brutus, respectively. So the first scene you're going to see is between Cassius and Brutus, where they have decided not to go and see the races and have a casual chat instead. So let's hop off to Rome and see how that's going.
Will you go see the order of the course?
Not I.
I pray you do.
I am not gamesome. I do lack some part of that quick spirit that is in Antony. Let me not hinder, Cassius, your desires. I'll leave you.
Brutus, I do observe you now of late. I have not from your eyes that gentleness and show of love as I was wont to have. You bear too stubborn and too strange a hand over your friend that loves you.
Cassius, be not deceived. If I have veiled my look, I turned the trouble of my countenance merely upon myself. Vexed I am of late with passions of some difference, conceptions only proper to myself, which give some soil, perhaps, to my behaviors. But let not therefore my good friends be grieved, among which number, Cassius, be you one, nor construe any further my neglect than that poor Brutus with himself at war forgets the shows of love to other men.
Then, Brutus, I have much mistook your passion, by means whereof this breast of mine hath buried thoughts of great value, worthy cogitations. Tell me, good Brutus, can you see your face?
No, Cassius, for the eye sees not itself but by reflection, by some other things.
It is just, and it is very much lamented, Brutus, that you have no such mirrors as will turn your hidden worthiness into your eye, that you might see your shadow. I have heard, where many of the best respect in Rome, except immortal Caesar, speaking of Brutus and groaning underneath this age's yoke, have wished that noble Brutus had his eyes.
Into what dangers would you lead me, Cassius? That you would have me seek into myself for that which is not in me.
Therefore, good Brutus, be prepared to hear, and since you know you cannot see yourself so well as by reflection eye, your glass will modestly discover to yourself that of yourself which you yet know not of, and be not jealous on me, gentle Brutus. Were I a common laughter, or did use to stale with ordinary oaths my love to every new protester, if you know that I do fawn on men and hug them hard and after scandal them, or if you know that I profess myself in banqueting to all the rout, then hold me dangerous.
What means this shouting? I do fear the people choose Caesar for their king.
Aye, do you fear it? Then must I think you would not have it so.
I would not, Cassius, yet I love him well. But wherefore do you hold me here so long? What is it that you would impart to me? If it be aught toward the general good, set honor in one eye and death in the other, and I will look on both indifferently. For let the gods so speed me, as I love the name of honor more than I fear death.
I know that virtue to be in you, Brutus, as well as I do know your outward favour. Well, honor is the subject of my story. I cannot tell what you and other men think of this life, but for my single self, I had as lief not be as live to be in awe of such a thing as I myself. I was born free as Caesar. So are you. We both have bed as well, and we can both endure the winter's cold as well as he. For once, upon a raw and gusty day, the troubled Tiber chafing with her shores, Caesar said to me, "Darest thou, Cassius, now leap in with me into this angry flood and swim to yonder point?" Upon the word putrid as I was, I plunged in and made him follow. So indeed he did. But ere we could arrive the point proposed, Caesar cried, "Help me, Cassius, or I sink." I, as Aeneas, our great ancestor, did from the flames of Troy, upon his shoulder the old Anchises bear, so from the waves of Tiber did I, the tired Caesar. And this man is now become a god. And Cassius is a wretched creature. He must bend his body if Caesar carelessly but nod on him. He had a fever when he was in Spain. And when the fit was on him, I did mark how he did shake. 'Tis true, this god did shake. His coward lips did from their colour fly, and that same eye whose bend doth all the world did lose his lustre. I did hear him groan. Aye, and that tongue of his that bade the Romans mark him and write his speeches in their books. Alas, it cried, give me some drink, Titinius, as a sick girl. Ye gods, it doth amaze me a man of such a feeble temper should so get the start of the majestic world and bear the palm alone.
Oh, another general shout. I do believe that these applauses are for some new honors that are heaped on Caesar.
Why, man, he doth bestride the narrow world like a colossus, and we petty men walk under his huge legs and peep about to find ourselves dishonorable graves. Men at some time are masters of their fates. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves that we are underlings. Brutus and Caesar. What should be in that Caesar? Why should that name be sounded more than yours? Write them together. Yours is as fair a name. Sound them. It doth become the mouth as well. Weigh them. It is as heavy. Conjure with them. Brutus will start a spirit as soon as Caesar. Now, in the names of all the gods at once, upon what meat doth this our Caesar feed that he is grown so great? Age, thou art shamed. Rome, thou hast lost breed of noble bloods, and went there by an age, since the great flood, but it was famed with more than with one man. When could they say, till now, that talked of Rome, that her wide walks encompassed but one man? Now is it Rome indeed, and room enough, when there is in it but one only man? You and I have heard our fathers say there was a Brutus once that would have brooked the eternal devil to keep his state in Rome as easily as a king.
That you do love me, I am nothing jealous. What you would work me to, I have some aim. How I have thought of this and of these times I shall recount hereafter. For this present I would not so, with love I might entreat you, be any further moved. What you have said I will consider, and what you have to say I will with patience hear, and find a time both meet to hear and answer such high things. Till then, my noble friend, chew upon this. Brutus had rather be a villager than to repute himself a son of Rome under these hard conditions as this time is like to lay upon us.
I am glad that my weak words have struck but thus much show of fire from Brutus.
So things are afoot between Cassius and Brutus. So the story rolls on, of course, through the play. They gather the conspirators. Caesar is duly murdered in the Capitol, and the speech that Mark Antony gives turns Rome against the conspirators, and they run away from Rome. And then they all have to collect armies and collect together powers, because now we have civil war. We have Antony and Octavius Caesar sort of chasing the conspirators. And things are not also good between the conspiring brothers, as they would call themselves. So let us go and see how Brutus and Cassius are getting on now, before on the day before they go into their final combat against Mark Antony and Caesar.
Most noble brother, you have done me wrong.
Judge me, you gods, wrong I mine enemies, and if not so, how should I wrong a brother?
Brutus, this sober form of yours hides wrongs, and when you do them, you...
Cassius, be content. Speak your griefs softly. I do know you well. Before the eyes of both our armies here, which should perceive nothing but love from us, let us not wrangle. Bid them move away. Then in my tent, Cassius, enlarge your griefs, and I will give you audience.
Pindorus, bid our commanders lead your charges off, further from this ground.
Lucilius, do you the like, and let no man come to our tent till we have done our conference. Let Lucius and Titinius guard our door.
That you have wronged me doth appear in this. You have condemned and noted Lucius Pella for taking bribes here of the Sardians, where in my letters praying on his side because I knew the man was slighted off.
You wronged yourself to write in such a case.
In such a time as this, it is not meet that every nice offence should bear his comment.
Let me tell you, Cassius, you yourself are much condemned to have an itching palm, to sell and mart your offices for gold to undeservers.
I, an itching palm! You know that you are Brutus that speaks this, or by the gods this speech would be your last.
The name of Cassius honors this corruption, and chastisement doth therefore hide his head.
Chastisement?
Remember March, the Ides of March, remember. Did not great Julius bleed for justice' sake? What villain touched his body that did stab, and not for justice? What shall one of us that struck the foremost man of all this world but for supporting robbers? Shall we now contaminate our fingers with base bribes and sell the mighty space of our large honors for so much trash as may be grasped thus? I had rather be a dog and bay the moon than such a Roman.
Brutus, bait not me, I'll not endure it. You forget yourself to hedge me in. I am a soldier, I. Older in practice, abler than yourself to make conditions.
You are not Cassius.
I am.
I say you are not.
Urge me no more, I shall forget myself. Have mind upon your health, tempt me no further.
Away, slight man.
It's possible.
Hear me, for I will speak. Must I give way and room to your rash choler? Shall I be frighted when a madman stares?
Oh, gods, ye gods, must I endure all this?
All this, aye, more. Fret till your proud heart break. Go, show your slaves how choleric you are, and make your bondmen tremble. Must I bow? Must I observe you? Must I stand and crouch under your testy humor? By the gods, you shall digest the venom of your spleen, though it do split you. For from this day forth, I will use you for my mirth, yea, for my laughter when you are waspish.
If it come to this.
You say you are a better soldier. Let it appear so. Make your vaunting true, and it shall please me well. For mine own part, I shall be glad to learn of noble men.
You wrong me every way. You wrong me, Brutus. I said an elder soldier, not a better. Did I say better?
If you did, I care not.
When Caesar lived, he durst not thus have moved me.
Peace, peace, you durst not so have tempted him.
I durst not.
No.
What, durst not tempt him?
For your life you durst not.
Do not presume too much upon my love. I may do that I shall be sorry for.
Oh, you have done that you should be sorry for. There is no terror, Cassius, in your threats. For I am armed so strong in honesty that they pass by me as the idle wind which I respect not. I did send to you for certain sums of gold which you denied me. For I can raise no money by vile means. By heaven, I had rather coin my heart and drop my blood for drachmas than to wring from the hard hands of peasants their vile trash by any indirection. I did send to you for gold to pay my legions, which you denied me. Was that done like Cassius? Should I have answered Caius Cassius so? When Marcus Brutus grows so covetous to lock such rascal counters from his friends, be ready, gods, with all your thunderbolts, dash him to pieces.
I denied you not.
You did.
I did not. He was but a fool that brought my answer back. Brutus hath rived my heart. A friend should bear his friend's infirmities, but Brutus makes mine greater than they are.
I do not till you practice them on me.
You love me not.
I do not like your faults.
A friendly eye could never see such faults.
The flatterers would not, though they do appear as huge as high Olympus.
Come, Antony and young Octavius, come, revenge yourselves alone on Cassius.
She
Cassius is aweary of this world, hated by one he loves, braved by his brother, checked like a bondman, all his faults observed, set in a notebook, learned and conned by rote to cast into my teeth. I could weep the spirit from mine eyes. There is my dagger, and here my naked breast, within a heart deeper than Pluto's mine, richer than gold. If that thou beest a Roman, take it forth. I that denied thee gold will give my heart. Strike, as thou didst at Caesar, for I know when thou didst hate him worse, thou lovest him better than ever thou lovest Cassius.
sheath your dagger. Be angry when you will, it shall have scope. Do what you will, dishonor shall be humor. Oh, Cassius, you are yoked with a lamb that carries anger as the flint bears fire, who much enforced shows a hasty spark and straight is cold again.
Cassius lived to be but mirth and laughter to his Brutus when grief and blood ill-tempered vexeth him.
When I spoke that, I was ill-tempered too.
You confess so much. Give me your hand.
And my heart too. What's the matter?
You love enough to bear with me when that rash humour that my mother gave me makes me forgetful.
Yes, Cassius. And from henceforth, when you are over earnest with your Brutus, he'll think your mother chides and leave you so.
Oh, such a great scene, such a great relationship, and wonderful work from Georgia and Bridget. I knew they'd have fun as those two. It's always fun to get to give someone a chance to do a part that maybe they haven't done or maybe they mightn't get to do, but it's always fun to do that with scenes. So let us hop on to a complete change of pace. And now we have the wonderful Fergus Rattigan, who is back with us doing scenes. He's back from Pantoland, and as he says, bringing himself back down to earth to do some real acting. I'm like, okay. Yes. So let's see what we end up with. And we have, of course, the adorable Eric. And they are supported slightly by me in a couple of roles in these two scenes. And we're going to 12th Night. I know it's not seasonal, but it's only just past 12th Night. So we're going to drop into two moments in the relationship between Olivia and Viola, who is, of course, believed to be the serving man Cesario. So inevitably, you've guessed it already, we're going to meet them first at the first time that they meet in Olivia's house, where Cesario has arrived as a messenger of love and courtship from the Duke Orsino to the Lady Olivia. See how that goes.
Give us a place alone. We will hear this divinity. Now, sir, what is your text?
Most sweet lady.
A comfortable doctrine, and much may be said aside of it. Where lies your text?
In Orsino's bosom.
In his bosom? In what chapter of his bosom?
To answer by the method in the first of his heart.
Oh, I have read it. It is heresy. Have you no more to say?
Good madam, let me see your face.
Have you any commission from your lord to negotiate with my face? You are now out of your text. But we will draw the curtain and show you the picture. Look you, sir, such a one as I was well present. Is it not well done?
Excellently done, if God did all.
'Tis in grain, sir, 'twill endure wind and weather.
'Tis beauty truly blent, whose red and white nature's own sweet and cunning hand laid on. Lady, you are the cruelest she alive if you will lead these graces to the grave and leave the world no copy.
Oh, sir, I will not be so hard-hearted. I will give out diverse schedules of my beauty. It shall be inventoried, and every particular article and utensil labeled to my will, as item 2 lips in different red, item 2 grey eyes with lids to them, item 1 neck, 1 chin, and so forth. Were you sent hither to praise me?
I see what you are. You are too proud. But if you were the devil, you are fair. My lord and master loves you. If such love could be but recompense, though you were crowned the nonpareil of beauty.
How does he love me?
With adorations, fertile tears, with groans that thunder love, with sighs of fire.
Your lord does know my mind. I cannot love him, yet I suppose him virtuous, know him noble, of great estate, of fresh and stainless youth, in voice well divulged, free, learned, and valiant, and in dimension the shape of nature, a gracious person, and yet I cannot love him. He might have took his answer long ago.
If I did love you in my master's flame, with such suffering, such a deadly life, in your denial, I would find no sense. I would not understand it.
Why? What would you?
Make me a willow cabin at your gate, and call upon my soul within the house. Write loyal cantons of contemned love, and sing them loud even in the dead of night. Halloo your name to the reverberate hills, and make the babbling gossip of the air cry out, Olivia! Oh, you should not rest between the elements of air and earth, but you should pity me.
You might do much. What is your parentage?
Above my fortunes, yet my state is well. I am a gentleman.
Get you to your lord. I cannot love him. Let him send no more, unless perchance you may come again to me, to tell me how he takes it. Fare you well. I thank you for your pains. Spend this for me.
I am no feed post, lady. Keep your purse. My master, not myself, lacks recompense. Love make his heart a flint that you shall love, and let your fervor, like my master's, be placed in contempt. Farewell, fair cruelty.
What is your parentage? Ah, above my fortunes, yet my state as well. I am a gentleman, I'll be sworn. Thou art. Thy tongue, thy face, thy limbs, actions, and spirit do give these five-fold blaze. Not too fast. Soft, soft. Unless the master were the man. How now, even so quickly one may catch the plague. Methinks I feel the youth's perfection with an invisible and unsubtle stealth to creep in at mine eye. Well, let it be.
I'm sorry, that is just seriously one of the best scenes ever. Any excuse to get someone to do it. So let us now hop forward. Lady Olivia has been taken by Cesario. Her fancy has been captured. She sends Malvolio, her steward, after Malvolio with the gift of a ring. Let's see what happens next. Were you not even now with the Countess Olivia?
Even now, sir, on a moderate pace, I have since arrived by hither.
She returns this ring to you, sir. You might have saved me my pains to have taken it away yourself. Receive it so. If it be worth stooping for, there it lies, in your eye. If not, be it his that finds it.
Left no ring with her. What means this lady? Fortune forbid my outside have not charmed her. She made good view of me, indeed so much that methought her eyes had lost her tongue, for she did speak in starts distractedly. She loves me, sure. The cunning of her passion invites me in this churlish messenger. None of my lord's ring. He sent her none. I am the man, if it be so as 'tis. Poor lady, she were better love a dream. Disguise, I see thou art a wickedness wherein the pregnant enemy does much. How will this fadge? My master loves her dearly, and I, poor monster, fond as much on him. And she, mistaken, seems to dote on me. What will become of this? As I am man, my state is desperate for my master's love. As I am woman, now, alas the day, what thriftless sighs shall poor Olivia breathe? O time, thou must untangle this, not I. It is too hard a knot for me to untie. Most excellent, accomplished lady, the heavens rain odors on you.
Let the garden door be shut, and leave me to my hearing. Give me your hand, sir.
My duty, madam, and most humble service.
What is your name?
Cesario is your servant's name, fair princess.
My servant, sir. 'Twas never merry world since lowly feigning was called compliment. You are servant of the Count Orsino, youth.
And he is yours, and his must needs be yours. Your servant's servant is your servant, madam.
For him I think not on him, for his thoughts would they were blanks rather than filled with me.
Madam, I come to whet your gentle thoughts on his behalf.
Oh, by your leave, I pray you, I bade you never speak of him again. But would you undertake another suit? I'd rather hear you to solicit that than music from the spheres.
Dear lady,
Give me leave, beseech you. I did send after the last enchantment you did hear a ring in chase of you. So did I abuse myself, my servant, and I fear me you. Under your hard construction must I sit to force you on that shameful cunning, which you knew was none of yours. What might you think? Have you not set mine honour at the stake, and baited me with all unmuzzled thoughts that tyrannous heart can think? To one of your receiving enough is shown. So let me hear you speak.
I pity you.
Well, that's a degree to love.
No, not a grace, for 'tis a vulgar proof that very oft we pity enemies.
Why then, methinks 'tis time to smile again. O world, how apt the poor are to be proud! Be not afraid, good youth, I will not have you. And yet when wit and youth is come to harvest, your wife is like to reap a proper man. There lies your way, due west.
Then westward ho, grace and good disposition attend your ladyship. You'll nothing, madam, to my lord by me?
Prithee, tell me what thou thinkest of me.
That you do think you are not what you are.
I think so. If I think so, I think the same of you.
Then think you right. I am not what I am.
I would you were as I would have you be.
Would it be better than I am? I wish it might, for now I am your fool.
Oh, what a deal of scorn looks beautiful in the contempt and anger of his lip. Cesario, by the roses of spring, by maidenhood, honour, truth, and everything, I love thee so that maugre all thy pride, nor wit, nor reason can my passion hide. Do not extort thy reasons from this clause, for that I woo, thou therefore hast no cause, but rather season thus, with reason fetter, love sought is good, but given unsought is better.
By innocence I swear, and by my youth, I have one heart, one bosom, and one truth. And that no woman has, nor never none shall be mistress of it, save I alone. And so adieu, good madam, never more will I my master's tears to you deplore.
Yet come again, for thou perhaps may move the heart which now abhors to like his love.
And that little cliffhanger is where we're going to leave 12th Night. If you really want to know what happens, or if either of these has whetted your appetite for the whole play, remember that as our beloved Patreon patrons, that you have access to our gallery at all times. All the links are available to you of all our past plays over the last 4 years. So if you want to hop back into Julius Caesar or 12th Night or anything else, and if you can't find the link, then please just let me know. I'll make sure that it's there for you. Or indeed any other play that you know that we've done in the canon once or twice. If we've done it twice, let us know if you've got a preferred. Okay. Very, very happy to provide those for you for your ongoing entertainment. Right. I'm going to hop off there. I'm going to wish you all a very happy rest of January. And I look forward to chatting to you all in about 3 weeks' time with Double Falsehood, which is terrifying for everybody. No, it's more like 2 weeks' time. That's more scary. Anyway, so we'll see you for that, for one of our final bits of Apocrypha, although I must admit, every time I think we've done the Apocrypha, there seems to be another one. Not complaining, always like doing more. And yeah, so we will see you very soon for that. Take care of yourselves and each other. Stay well and happy, and we'll see you very soon for a spot more Q-based fun and games. Take care until next time.